So to bring the speed of innovation to cities, that's important. That's good. Nice sentence. And this document contains on page 3, possibly you've read it, that we have a very bold ambition. And the ambition is to have the scale and visibility to be relevant for many, or basically for all cities. So that's a bold ambition, and that's why there's a lot of work to do, possibly. One of the persons that I would like to introduce is here on the front row, and he will do the next short presentation. His name is Carlos Moreno. He is the scientific advisor of the Minister to President of France, and he's president of, let's say, he's advisor of corporate cities. Can I invite you, please, Carlos? Can you stand there? Here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Manel. Thank you, Vicente. Congratulations for your presentation. Thank you, Barcelona, for this invitation to come and share my vision here. Colombiano de origen, francés de nacionalidad, vecino hace mucho tiempo que adoro la ciudad de Barcelona. Es un placer estar aquí. Gracias. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am a scientist, a university professor. I'm a smart cities scientific coordinator of corporate strategy, GDF Suez. I'm based in Paris. In the city of Barcelona and Cisco and GDF Suez, we launched this today initiative, the City Protocol. Why GDF Suez? GDF Suez is the leader in the utility sector and second largest power producer worldwide. GDF Suez helps cities and businesses to meet the challenges linked to population growth, urbanization, higher standard of living. By people, for people, this is remote. To live better in the city is a challenge for all. This is the reason for GDF Suez's presence here. So, my activities were always focused on complex systems. For many years, I especially centered my work on digital, smart, and sustainable cities. I am very pleased to be here. It's a beautiful moment. It's always very exciting to be pioneers. This is our case. I will tell you about my vision of the complexity in the city and its projection to the city protocol. I will tell you about the reason why it is essential for me to take together to build the city protocol. While living in the living city, a city is a place of life, and it is itself alive. A city develops itself over time. A city grows and becomes more complex. In the city, there are multiplicities of needs, uses, services, flows, which are diversified: housing, education, mobility, culture, health, environment, safety, energy, waste management, communication, and more. Each city is changing in its own context. Each city is changing in its own pace. Those are themselves diverse and evolving. Those contexts also shape many of the city's characteristics. In our vision, our cities, in fact, are the complex system. Why a city is a complex system? Because a city is alive. A city, like any living, changes over time. The city has a metabolism and many rich ecosystem. The city is very heterogeneous. Like any complex system, we never have a global view how it evolves. The city is fragile and must adapt to change all the time. For us, the city must be described as complex system with a decomposition into many systems, many subsystems, and many components. Their interaction dictates their dynamics, their global behavior, their action now, their action in the future. Therefore, urban planning is limited by the own nature of this complexity. Any complex system, its development is driven by the action of two vectors, necessity and change. In the city, needs are uses and functions. Change is hazard and risk. In the city, these vectors of complexity are constantly present and growing. The city is in permanent movement. In fact, the city is fragile. The city is very fragile. Fragility is one of its features. At any time and everywhere in the city, many unexpected events of all kind are happening. They demand us to react. Resilience is the major key to ensure continuity of services in the city during time of crisis. In our vision, city has to adapt, learn, grow, be strong, independent, self-repairing, and self-breeding. In our vision, in order to develop the city and manage this complexity, new paradigms and new practices are needed. For us, ambient intelligence is paradigm. Why this paradigm? Understanding a city as a complex living system, we must implement three different models. Using this paradigm, we can link an abstract model of the world, a digital world, the physical world, to the real life. First, acknowledged model, ontologies, will be increased with the description of uses and activities, thus offering scalable semantics from urban models. Second, multi-scaled decomposition, taxonomy will allow the description of system, subsystem, component by identification, classification through language. Third, a dynamic projection and ubiquitous interaction will refer to the physical world through infrastructure. Using this paradigm and systemic approach, we complete our vision for to build a systemic and dynamic vision of the city. Why a systemic approach? Because a city is composed of a set of interacting systems that are independent and work together at the same time. These interaction, interdependencies give rise to dynamic uses of the system. Link between them are created, evolve, or despair, depending on dynamics over the time. City ontology provides the basic concept for powerful approach, facilitating the interoperability of urban models. Cities taxonomy creates a shared knowledge of the city and become the framework for common basis for meaningful comparison and discussion. City is a complex system with their ontology, taxonomy, and projection towards ubiquitous infrastructure offer a new way to provide close optimization of uses and services of the city. Two additional elements are important for the projection of our vision today. Indicators of the value chain in the cities to the uses and the interoperability of system and subsystem. This construction must involve all city stakeholders. Here is the key factor in the strategic vision to build the city protocol. For all these reasons, I'm pleased to be part of this ambition to build the city protocol. Why the city protocol now? First answer is the reason of our presence here today, to create a space for dialogue, a space for reflection, a space for exchange, and our view of the city, its model, its evolution from its projection over 10 years, 20 years, more years. We are a living community of all city stakeholders, which is set in motion to build a methodology and set of tools in a collaborative and transverse way. We want to explore together these strong concepts. We want to be a driving force of dynamics, which, in the example of the Internet Protocol, will create new bases to improve the transformation of our cities. We want to build better cities, easier to live in, and resilient. Yes, it's a very ambitious project, it's true, but it is our vision. Together, it is possible. Together, we will build the city protocol now. Thank you.